Abusuami chemi wisi chemi nyado mama kwaba edeba Mat TV podcast eso. Kofi Adoma wanweni arehosem no ena ene maame a oye Frankatuni edema CPP amanyuko metre na akosu afrem poma sapon kumankuma ene se de yenyina yinim no maame eyo obi a obo no homodin ye pa wo Ghana manwasemu a enye asenketwa maami enkan na oye ohima ewo Dormaa na okiremu se sabre ne pa na Kofi Adoma onwani asemi ebeto ne naso a kanya dia obetua naso ewo ho de biara da okiremu se Kofi Adoma onwani ne ote Kofi press conference a one ne yire eyeye no nyamie no kure ni ensema Kofi de tu bedwasada ne ha ne ye pa Jim say with the arehopi na enya senketwa ene Saturday ni Sunday aduane pa se aduane kan na no de ebiensi ochiremu se ne raho yi pa ene address the media ni nyina na otumu say the woman is feeling very emotional about Kofi Adoma wanwani atia atono no ene wa free simpi ni apakasa yenkoni nkoti nsema hodo a ode tu bedwasra da bi
Kofi Adoma, honestly, I'm in pain. I'm saddened to have seen what is going on. Unbelievable. For 2 days when I heard and I watched it since Saturday and Sunday, I just couldn't even get up. I couldn't even eat. Because this is a gentleman, a very fine media journalist who is highly respected. And the sad part for me is the fact that he actually was doing his duty and going to take culture display, something that really identifies who we are as a people, and such a misfortune. I want to take this opportunity and stand on behalf of all the people of Dormaa, because that is where he came to. I was there that day. I didn't know such a thing had happened. And I would like to say that for all the people, especially the family, most especially the wife, please, our prayers are with you. Our prayers are with you. I only ask for the good Lord himself to touch you and give you the strength to go through what you are going through. Having said that, I want to take this opportunity to address some of the issues that I believe must be handled, that has come to the fore by this crisis, and which we Ghanaians and everyone must really take the opportunity to look at, especially for our children. Most of these young people who are now in this media space are very young, and they are doing their best. But what it simply means by this that has happened to Kofi here means that a simple gunpowder exposure, whether to the eye, to the ear, or wherever, because we have people who have had their hands amputated. What it simply means is that this country is not ready. We are not ready for gunpowder. Yes, we are ready for our culture. But if we are in a position where a simple gunpowder accident cannot be treated in Ghana, when you hear the pain the wife is going through, the amount of money they are mentioning, how many people can do this? And how many, even if it's in cities, how many people? Please, on this note, let me appeal to the president of this country. We have all the facilities in Ghana today. I am aware of the facility that was put together in Lagos because I was part of the agents who represented this release. I know the intention of that facility. Then again, we have all this agenda, one here, agenda 111. So all other infrastructural projects that have been put together as hospitals. And we sit here. The thing happened in Dormaa, He was taken to the Dormaa hospital, then to Breku, then to Accra, and then has to be flown out. How many times? My appeal is that a committee be set in place immediately, and that committee should look at whether Ghana at this point where we stand needs to put money in major infrastructural hospital projects, or rather to bring in equipment, because and then train our doctors for a very short period to be doing things for our citizens when it's needed. Because clearly we have the buildings, we have the structures. One is in Kolebu, one is at Lagos, with great intentions. Yet today, a simple gunpowder exposure to a young, intelligent, young person has brought so much sorrow to a whole family, to a whole nation, to the point where areas that are not supposed to go into has been gone to the point where we have even the tribal divide that is not supposed to be deepened is now being deepened for reasons out of pain, out of frustration. So I believe that the government should immediately, legislature immediately, look at this issue. Every time we go for cultural programs, we all get scared when we hear the gunshot. I never knew that it can get to this stage where such a brilliant young person working for his nation, working for this country, can be put in this position of feeling of hopelessness. How much can we all do? And that is my appeal. If you are not ready for gunpowder shots, if you don't have the system to really take care of them, then we can't use it. It must be suspended until when Ghana is ready to treat our young people, it's ready to treat its nation, its citizens, when there is such episode. Let me again reiterate this after having said this. Please, for the family, and especially my daughter, the wife, as for Kofi, I know his situation, there's not much we can do. I'm not here to give brief for anyone, but I want to appeal, especially for the people of Banda. My pain is with you. I, Nana from Poma, a Dormaa person sitting here. I was a Queen Mother for almost 20-something years. Today, I'm a state person. I'm into politics, but understand the traditional system into the thoroughly. I want to assure everyone, especially the family in Banda, that have loved ones in Banda. I have family members married to Banda people. We are one people. On the day of our independence, our father Osajifo, when we were supposed to celebrate, stood on stage in tears of celebration, but made a statement, a very profound statement, that independence that we had gotten had not much meaning, was meaningless, unless it was tied to the total liberation of the African continent. We saw the unity of Africa as the way forward for us to get the economic impact that we needed as a people, as a nation. Today, look at where we are. And so I would appeal that in Ghana, let's get together. Where somebody is from a Kusasi person, someone from Pando, from Dormaa, it does not matter. An injured person must get the help he needs. Whether the person is a top media person or just a person on the street, must get the help he needs or she needs. And when something happens, traditionally, the top people like my chief or Sajifu will not be the first person to walk to the house or come and find out what happened. I know what I'm talking about. But There are structures and systems in place. Even me, as I sit here, before I go somewhere, I send my PR person, I send people to find out. He sent his right hand person. He will say, Poma. Another day, you see me, you rest in perfect peace. As I speak, tears come to my eyes. He was the chairperson of that committee that handled the cultural in Dormaa, the festival. So he was there. He was sent. He's the one that does everything for the chief when something happens. Yet, when God takes something away from us, there's nothing we can do. Whilst in the process, he passed on. A very sad thing that has happened to me, the people from Dormaa and the entire nation and all his friends and family. So, like again, not to hold proof. Yet he got up and what he heard one day was people making statements online. I want to assure you, my dear sister, my daughter, and once you are now on the stool, my mother, we are with you, okay? When the case happened, I know the particular chief who was coming through his entrance that this thing happened. He consulted the person and found out what happened. Then he sent someone, like I said, his right-hand person, who it was also the chairperson of that committee that did the festival committee. He did everything. So when we say chair, it means that all the monies that were collected and everything, they still have bills to pay. So he sent him to go and investigate and come and give him the report. That's the way chiefs do things. They get the report, just like the president. If something happens, the president has to be working there. Security must be there. They must make sure that the president is going and that it's safe for him to come. These are things that happen. So he sent the gentleman, who is also one of the top chiefs in the Dormaa Traditional Council, outside being his personal aide, who also helps in everything. So he went there and actually went and met the family and came back and told him he was on his way traveling, which had already been scheduled. He knew that everything would go on as planned. So there was some payment that was needed to be made. He actually told the gentleman that just make sure that gets the, I'm not around, so get the referral slip and then effects the payment from the council, from since it was the committee, and from that what had been collected. So he already gave that instruction. And he was following up until he saw several calls by 4 a.m. on his own phone, only to tell him of a sudden situation that because Dr. Mine has not mentioned, I wouldn't want to mention it here, even his name, they know. So you can imagine the pain and agony. Even me, when I heard it that day, I had to go to the house. The pain and agony, the shock that we had, unbelievable. Because the man is my very good friend, like a brother. Every time we go to festivals, I go with him, but there's Aquamo everywhere. So when it happened, that was an immediate issue to handle. Please, you understand? So in the process, he only had allegations online. Before he could say Jack, there were allegations online attacking him personally. Now, if I was still on the stool at Dormaa, part of the Dormaa Traditional Council coming here, I wouldn't have come to say anything but to also retort and maybe get back at what had been said online. But because of my statesperson's position now, and also being a child or a daughter from there, and having known what happened, I found out, and I'm here to say that it is not what it is being looked at. The man, everybody who knows Dormaa in his chambers, when he sits there to judge cases, will tell you he's one judge that would always come on the side of the person struggling. And that even if he sees something, you give people room to go and handle it properly. So it is not what is being said at all. At all. But this is not the time for him to come out. He's not supposed to come out now and now answer to everyday person on the street who is condemning him. Please, you understand? That is not the way. That's why I'm appealing. I was appealing to my daughter. I was appealing to my mother, because once she's understood, she's my mother. And yet she's my daughter. Because she's married to my son too. Because Kofi is my sweetheart. I really love her. So I'm appealing to her that she should have the patience. Oma, I do pray. Sometimes when we are in such pain, we must say things we don't want to say. We don't even intend to say. That's all I can do. I'm appealing to her.